MSNBC host Joy Reid delivered an emotional farewell following the cancellation of her 7 p.m. Eastern Time program, tearfully insisting that her show had value and that she was not sorry for the positions she took on issues like Black Lives Matter, Gaza, and the 1619 Project. Despite her defiant stance, the move marks the end of a controversial and divisive tenure that many conservatives see as a reckoning for MSNBC's declining ratings.
But also that my show had value and that what I was doing value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And I think this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And then it mattered. I think Karen is there and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God.
Reid, struggling to hold back tears, defended her past commentary, stating, "I try not to cry on TV, what I was doing had value. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things because those things are of God." She cited her advocacy on racial issues, immigration, and her criticism of former President Donald Trump, whom she has repeatedly compared to Hitler. However, her show suffered a major ratings collapse, reportedly losing nearly 50% of its viewership post-election, sometimes dipping below 700,000 viewers. Conservative critics argue that her highly partisan rhetoric, including claims that Trump's actions were subversive to the Constitution, alienated a large portion of the audience. Reid's program will be replaced by a new panel show featuring Symone Sanders-Townsend, Alicia Menendez, and Michael Steele, signaling a shift for MSNBC as it attempts to revamp its struggling primetime lineup. Former FCC Chairman Ajit Pai mocked the cancellation, joking about the unfortunate development for Joy Reid's viewer, while others on social media celebrated her departure. While liberal commentators lament the network's decision, conservatives see Reid's tearful goodbye as the end of an era of divisive, activist-driven news coverage. Whether MSNBC's new lineup can repair its viewership problem remains to be seen, but for many on the right, Reid's exit is a long-awaited victory against what they see as hyperpartisan media bias.